Welcome to Ag Shorts. I'm Calen. He's Brandon. Knots and when or how to use them. Go for it.
When it's appropriate and the right one.
Okay.
You need a loop knot, you need a hitch knot, you need a slip knot. What do you need? What's the application?
Well, that's the point.
Yeah, yeah. Anytime if you could only know one knot working around livestock, working around a ranch, if there is only one knot that you could ever learn and only use, I would say the bowline, because it's a loop knot. It won't slip. You can put it around something. You can tighten it down. You won't choke an animal down with it. If you can tie a bowline in a chain to lift something, and I mean get it solid, tight. Same way the rope, take it almost to its tensile strength, and that knot is tight, and easily get it undone. I've
I was
done it in a
also
chain.
gonna say it's one of those things that, like with ropes, you can also set it up and make it kind of like a quick release with a loop, and it's still gonna hold.
Yeah, it's still going to hold. Um, that God, clove hitches, half hitches, bowlines, and they're the occasional slip knot I use. I don't necessarily care for them. I never use them on an animal or around an animal, never. But I'll use a slip knot often when I want something to come loose quickly and do it. And a robber's knot is a quick release, but it's a hitch knot. It won't move on whatever you tie it around. So
Yeah.
I'll tie a pack string up to a place I'm going to take off and tie each one to the animal ahead of them. And then I usually throw a loop through a pigtail. So I have a loop and I run the rope through here and have a loop on this end, run it up, and then take that rope and tie a half hitch around that. So it just lays flat. It won't work loose unless you've tied it to the end of the loop. That's just a simple half hitch on itself, and it will hold going up a trail. But if something was to happen, all I got to do is pull that, and it'll come loose. Robber's knot, same way. It tightens around a pole or another rope. A hitch knot won't move, and that's one as well. Oh God, what am I forgetting? I mean, there's a zillion knots. Taut line.
Honestly, I I was gonna say the three I use the most are probably the bowline, the square knot, and then you said the half hitch. Which the half hitch, if you do two of them, it makes a
It's a
large
clove
foot.
hitch.
Or
Clove hitch.
yeah, okay, that's
Clove
what.
hitch. Large foot goes the opposite way, and then, yeah, we should have had a demo on that, but
Yeah, that's all
it's
right.
like
We'll make
taking
one
a
one day.
large foot is taking a loop, rolling it back on itself, and making a loop out of that. That's the large foot. But your clove hitch is just two half hitches. If you
Yeah,
tie
I
a
mean,
clove
what I'm
hitch
saying, I
wrong, then
guess,
you'll
is
get your.
yeah, what it looks like is a clove hitch or lark's foot. That's why I probably always said that. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Granny knots are a no-no.
yeah, that's
Um,
why I use a square knot,
yeah,
not a granny knot. Yeah,
and a square knot is designed so that it doesn't come undone.
right,
For us. I mean, I'm not going to tie a square knot into something I intend to get loose later. I'm just going to cut the rope
right.
or twine or whatever it is. Um, Loops, the Hondo, that's a permanent knot in the end of a rope, but that Hondo it's a loop knot. Son of a gun. What else? I mean, there's a lot of knots out there, and I worked with a couple of guys on a crew. They were both in the Navy, and one was about 15 years older than me, and one was about 5 years older than me. And I said, man, Navy guys, oh my God, I'll bet you guys really know a lot of knots. Nope, we don't tie knots in the Navy anymore. I'm like, oh, dang, I thought I could
They're not,
learn a new knot.
they don't sail; they just ship.
Exactly. Yeah, they got other things that can hold them in, like hydraulics.
Yeah,
They use some lines, but they're already pre-tied. I do one thing I do a lot of um eye splices, which is a loop, but it's a really clean one, and it's really integrating the line back into itself. It's a
right.
knot technically, but it's not something you untie.
And
It's
singles.
permanent. And then end knots, the same thing for rope. Do a lot of those. Anyway, it's not something that you take lightly though.